Okay, so we're rolling. Hi, my name's Linda Stewart and I'm student number LGBD058, doing graduate diploma in counselling, majoring in family therapy. This is my practical assessment for peer clinical supervision, and my peer for today is my girlfriend Deb, who's offered to stand in the gap for me today and be my peer consultation buddy. So thank you, Deb.
My pleasure.
Okay, so the girl that I'm really looking for someone just to bounce some ideas off is a young girl who's come into counselling. She's 13 years old. Mum and Dad have just separated, and yeah, it's really sad, eh? And her grades have dropped at school.
Yeah. And
not long after Mum and Dad separated, she found a boyfriend.
Okay.
So yeah, 18 years old. Now there's been no mention of a boyfriend before.
He's quite a bit older.
Yeah, so there's some issues around that. And then she's also told me in counselling, I guess it's a privilege because she feels comfortable with me, that she wants to have a baby with him. They're having unprotected sex.
And she's 13? Goodness.
Yeah, so that's a concern, eh? So, and she sees that as her only way out of home. So we haven't really explored that yet, but that's maybe something we can have a chat about too.
Sounds like she feels a bit trapped.
Yeah, I think so. That's what she said. She's feeling quite trapped about the whole thing. She doesn't really know where to turn. Feeling like this is her only hope, is to get out. So that's one. That's our little client. So there's a few things that I've thought about. So there's two issues that concern me. The one is that she's underage, so it's in New South Wales under child protection legislation. That's classed as child sexual abuse. So
she's under 16.
Yeah. So that's the one thing. So I'll have to do some child protection work around that. And the other thing is that it's a criminal matter for the partner, because even though it might be consensual sex, he's still having sex with a minor. So the police will need to be involved.
Yes, of course.
And then of course there's Mum and Dad. So
yeah, being underage, they need to know, I guess.
Absolutely. I'm not sure about school, whether we need to involve school. What are your thoughts about that? School counsellor?
Be good to get some support at school. Do you know if she's got a good relationship with the school counsellor?
Don't know what her social supports are. So that makes it kind of hard also to gauge her willingness to change as well, like where she is and how committed she is to that. Because like when I found out, she was, this was her course of action. So to now try and redirect that with supports from Mum and Dad and the school counsellor and myself, of course, I want to stay engaged with her.
I like the idea of bringing in the school counsellor because she's there 5 days a week, so it'd be good to have them on the same page.
And I think that's good for her too, because it's like within the context of school, it kind of normalises things.
Yeah, and they've probably come across this kind of thing before, so they have some ways of dealing with this and helping out. So maybe be talking to them about the sex education stuff too, see what's actually happening in schools with that. So have you met the school counsellor yet, or is that on your to-do list?
No, that's on my to-do list after we've had a yarn today, because I wanted to make sure that I was heading down the right track and also just to cover all my bases so I don't miss anything. I feel like with her that I might have like one shot to get this right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to scare her off either.
What do you think she'd do if she felt scared off? I can imagine she'd stop seeing you.
Yeah,
Potentially.
yeah, and that's a risk as well, because I spoke to her right at the beginning when we started counselling about the confidentiality and when there are exceptions to that, and of course this is an exception.
Yeah.
Because of the legal obligations that I have. So.
And I imagine you let her know about mandatory reporting. Yeah.
So I'd have to broach that with her again and just let her know. I think I really have to validate the fact and thank her that she felt comfortable enough to talk to me about that stuff.
She obviously felt really comfortable, because that's a really big deal to divulge all of that to you. So you obviously built a beautiful, safe environment for her to spill the beans.
Well, I hope so, Deb. I'm kind of counting on that, like the preparatory work, to then be able to escalate this the next counselling session to really dig deeper into why all of this is happening, and maybe just raise some hope as we look at some possible solutions to some brainstorming around that.
So what do you see as some of the options she might have, rather than, go off and have a baby with this boy? Have you discussed some options with her of what else she might be able to do if she's feeling trapped?
No, because she dropped that bombshell at the end of counselling. So it was like she dropped it and ran.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice in a way. It wasn't nice that we ended on that note, but it is nice that she's given me this time to actually be able to have a yarn with you about it. So what I thought her options might be to continue down that path and not tell anybody and just sever ties with counselling here. The other option might be that she does engage with a counsellor if she's happy for me to get the counsellor on board, the school counsellor, and also that maybe she'll tell mum and dad without me having to tell them first, and then maybe allow her an opportunity to tell them, and then I follow up. So those are some of the alternatives.
What do you see as the benefits and versus consequences of some of these options, do you think?
For her, I think her safety would be a big benefit for her, whether she sees that or not. I think it'll be like the short-term pain for the long-term gain. Whether she's willing to allow me to journey through that with her, I don't know. And I guess that's the beauty of being able to bring in a school counsellor, because while I might disappear off the scene or she choose to close this door, she's still going to be in the context of that school counsellor.
I think that's a really good point,
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you could bring in as well as the counsellor at school? So she's got more than one or two to go. Is there anyone else that perhaps could be a support?
Like as in staff members?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good point.
I wonder what kind of rapport she's got with her school teacher. So she'd have like a home group teacher. They have so many teachers at high school. It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
So those would possibly be things that I could explore with mum and dad. I'd really like to get her and mum and dad. Lauren and mum and dad in together to have a yarn about it. So that would be, I think the benefit of that to her would be the security of knowing that mum and dad were there together, and again it was a safe environment.
How do you think it'd go if the parents are getting a divorce, to bring them in the same room together with her? Do you know anything about them, how that would go?
No, I don't. I'd have to play that by ear as well.
Yeah.
So the benefit for me to have everybody in the same room together, I think, would be to see what their relationships were like as they bounced off each other.
Yeah.
So to actually have a look at what the family dynamic was.
Yeah.
And then maybe be able to nut out some stuff either then, or maybe have them come back later. So that's something to explore. The benefit to that for Lauren, I guess, would be to see her parents pulling together.
Yes.
For her good. so that they haven't lost interest in her. So I think that would really raise her sense of there are alternatives to this decision I've decided to take.
Would you find out what her relationship is like with each parent?
I'm hoping that would come out. I think it would come out in that family session together.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think it would be good for everyone to be there, so that the parents could see together.
Yeah.
So it's not something that one parent's got more information about. So I think there's benefits and there's risks for all of those, all those options. I'd like to do a meld of them though. I'd like to perhaps do the decision tree, see what happens with that. I'm pretty sure I know the outcome's going to be remain engaged with her, because there are two responsible adults that, you know, do have parental rights over her, of her. There's school as well. So I think the big thing for me would be that under the ACA Code of Ethics would be that exception clause where I actually have to break the confidentiality and approach the police about that, and also her parents about her proposed course of action. So that's, I think, a big risk.
Are there any other parts of the Code of Ethics that you'd need to consider?
I think my responsibilities to her parents as well, as she's a minor, so that's another part of the Code of Ethics. It talks about you know, the responsibilities to the community. So and maybe expecting her parents or following up with her parents' permission to see that school's on board as well. So that would be including school in that community. Just so that she's supported, because I'm not sure what her support networks are like at the moment.
What's this girl's capacity for change? Like what do you think where is she at with, you know, her motivation levels? And
that's a hard one to gauge, Deb. I think a lot of it depends on whether we're able to navigate with mum and dad a course where this is going to work for everybody. And when I say that, I mean like being able to nut out some way that Lauren feels safe in both homes and feels a part of both homes as well. So I think if that was the environment that she felt she could step into, I think there'd be a lot of motivation to change, because I think she feels trapped in this. So I feel like she's looking for a way out but can't see a way out. So I think it's incumbent on parents and myself and school to try and carry her until we can help her find a way out.
Yeah.
So find a solution as well as build some of that hope. She's obviously lost for herself.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you see as your next course of action as her counsellor?
Okay, so I think I need to notify the police.
Yeah.
I'll do the decision tree, and of course if that says to go to the next step and ring child protection, I'll need to do that, because I told her that at the end of last session, and she said she would come back and talk to me about that. So she's coming back at least for one more session.
Yep.
Yeah, and then so make that report to the police. I'll inform her of the decision of that decision-making process on the child protection website. I'll tell her about the outcome of that, and then I'm going to ask her if she's spoken to her parents or not, because that was one of the things that we started to touch on and then time ran out. So I just said to her, look, you know, I'm going to have a think about what we've spoken about this week, and we'll catch up again and do some more thinking next week. So my next course of action is probably going to be to get her with a front of a whiteboard and we'll just brainstorm.
Some different options?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if she's aware of what's involved in having a baby and, like, you know, the sleepless nights and the no social life, and I wonder if there's a way to show her
The reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you and I were talking before, and you suggested that perhaps seeing if there was someone else in school, perhaps, or someone else that had been through counselling that had been in a similar situation. She followed through, and what their thoughts are now post baby.
Yeah, they might say, don't do it.
Yeah. They might say, it's the most wonderful thing I've ever done.
Yeah, they might.
I'm not sure if that's such a good thing. Anyway, that's not our decision, that's Lauren's and her parents. So,
has she got a lot of friends support, peer support, do you know?
it doesn't sound like it,
Okay,
no.
that's hard.
No, the fact that she's going with this 18-year-old boy, I think, is she's looking for a way out. The case study she hasn't told me that she hasn't got friends, but it's just from how she's behaving. It doesn't
Any
sound
like aunties or grandparents that she's close to, or other family members that she could, you know, maybe she could have some time out at their house, or look at some other living arrangements for a while.
It's a good idea. Just a break, a change of environment. Yeah.
Could be something she'd be interested in.
I might explore that with her, because that at least gives her a temporary reprieve.
Because I know earlier when we were chatting, you mentioned that as a possibility for her.
It's a good idea. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
So it's a bit of an ethical dilemma, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
So that whole exception thing, the building trust, the autonomy. I don't want to contravene, overstep her right to self-determination, but then she is underage. Her parents still have responsibility for her, but then also to, respect her autonomy in the situation. So I think that bringing the whole family together, I think, gives her a voice in that. So
how much autonomy does she have as a 13-year-old?
And in decisions like this, probably not a whole lot. But then I think a lot of that depends on her parents as well, sort of how well attached she is, what their attachment style is as well.
If they're quite avoidant, then she might be kind of left to do her own thing a lot. Have you considered doing some family, emotional focus therapy with the family, or referring her on to someone like that, or some of the circle of security stuff? Yeah,
I haven't. But that might be something that, a good suggestion that comes out of it, depending on what their attachments sort of reveal in that session together. So
if she's feeling like she's got to pull out, there's obviously things not quite right there.
Absolutely.
I think it sounds really good what you've come up with. There's lots of solutions, and but I think, as you've said, the next session's really vital, because that you need to handle that very carefully so that she continues to see you.
Thank you. Yeah. So continuing to build the rapport and then providing that opportunity to explore ideas, I think would be really important.
And I like the way you said bringing her into the decision, like, be brainstorming together, getting her involved. She's feeling more adult, like if she's wanting to be treated like an adult, giving her the opportunity to make decisions, I think might be a really great thing. I like that idea.
And we will have discussed that before we then speak to mum and dad. So she's got more information than mum and dad will have. So that might also make her feel a little bit more like she's got some element of control in this.
Yes. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Oh, let me know if you need any more chats about it.
Thank you. Well, I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah, be good.
Okay. Thanks, Steph.
No worries.
Did it all work?